So the first question is it time to start thinking about starting Zach Collins at power forward? So what do you think about this, man?
All right, so this question I think is a little bit out there, but I really just wanted to give us an opportunity to talk about the emergence of Zach Collins and how far he's come. And I think that the fact that you could see him as potentially a starter, maybe not now, but certainly down the road, is a testament to how far he's come. And we didn't think this guy was going to do much of anything this season. He was young. He was, too slight to play in there in the post and play against NBA talent. But he has stepped up his game more than we thought. Do I think he should start at power forward? No, I don't. I think that, for one thing, you don't change something that's working. And right now, everything the Blazers are doing basically is working. Their starting lineup continues to play well together. That five of Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, Reese Harkless, Al-Farouq Aminu, and Yusuf Nurkic, they're still outscoring teams by about 8 points per 100 possessions. So they're a very good starting five. Aminu is slumping. That was another reason why I put this question in there. He's not shooting the ball very well right now. He's still rebounding. He's still playing great defense, but he's slumping on offense. And Zach Collins is playing the best basketball of the season. But I still think it's just you don't mess with a good thing. And so I think with Zach Collins, I could see him as a starter at power forward maybe next season. Yeah. And I think the reason why is, one, we know how good he is defensively. His defensive metrics have always been good. But he's very versatile. He can defend in space out on the perimeter. He can step out and guard any position, really, I think, except for center. I don't think he can match up physically with a lot of centers in the NBA right now. But he's a very versatile defender, and he's emerging as a three-point threat, and not just a three-point shooter. He's shooting 35% on three-pointers now. He's shooting better than 50% during the winning streak from the three-point line. But there's a difference between someone like Al-Farouq Aminu, who's shooting close to 40%, but nobody respects him when he's shooting the three. Nobody rushes out to guard him. He's a lot of times when he shoots a three-pointer, it's open. And I've seen in the last few games a little bit of that respect being given to Zach Collins. In the Warriors game, I remember one play in particular, he was out behind the three-point line, and Draymond Green ran out towards him hard. And Zach Collins was able to pump fake to get past Draymond Green, and then he got fouled and scored at the rim. And so that's a different dynamic at power forward than what you get from anyone who's started there for the Blazers for a while. Is not just someone who can stretch the floor by making three-pointers, but someone who can stretch the floor by keeping defenses honest because he's a three-point threat that defenses respect. And so that's a big deal. But, again, I'm saying no. I don't think he's ready to start yet, and another reason is because right now he's not a good match with Yusuf Nurkic. I looked at the numbers, and they don't play very much together at all this season. Most of the time, Zach Collins is playing alongside Ed Davis. But if you look at the numbers, this season, Yusuf Nurkic and Zach Collins have only played 33 minutes together in 16 games. Wow. So over the entire season, they've only played together in 16 games and a total of 33 minutes. And in those 33 minutes, the Blazers have been outscored by 26 points per 100 possessions. And during the win streak, it's been worse. They've only played 7 total minutes together during the last 10 games, and they're being outscored by 45 points per 100 possessions. So there's something about, it's a small sample size, but I think it's a small sample size for a reason. Obviously, Coach Stott sees something there that doesn't work between those two right now, and he's not putting them on the court together. And when they have, it's been a disaster. And so I think that might change over time, but right now there's something about those two that doesn't fit on the court together. Him and Ed Davis together, though, they complement each other well, don't they? I mean, they kind of bring out their strengths and weaknesses, and it allows Zach to play on the outside and not so much on the inside, where that's basically Ed Davis's domain. He wants putbacks, garbage buckets, tough rebounds, just real gritty stuff, and it allows Zach Collins to showcase his game, his footwork, his ability to get to the basket. And his outside shot. Yeah, and his outside shot that you mentioned, that the tape is out now. You have to respect that shot. Going back to your original point, or at the beginning of your point, was just look at how far he's come. Yeah. I mean, at the beginning of the year, you had so many people, a lot of haters talking about him as Myers Leonard 2.0. Right.
You know, it was a wasted pick. You 2 picks to go up and get him in the draft. You know, he was coming off the bench at Gonzaga. You know, like there were so many things. He's got foul issues. Like all these things are coming up, and now that you're starting to see that chemistry, you're starting to see that confidence that he plays with out there. He's playing more freely. Even Damian Lillard has mentioned just that confidence, that ability to relax out there. Not like he's getting lazy. He's still putting up extra shots after practice. I mean, he was the last one on the court when we were there for our media availability. He was still taking shots long after our interviews were up with Damian Lillard. And, you know, he was pointing it out that, hey, I mean, look at him. He's still out there going.
And he should be.
Yeah, You know, I mean, he gets that. He knows that, okay, I got a taste of this. And seeing the better players around me work that hard, that's what I want.
Yeah.
And so he's getting a little bit of success out of that. And Terry Stotts is rewarding him for that, you know, being out there in crunch time, playing big minutes, and also delivering when he's out there.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. The answer is no, not yet.
Not yet.
No, and I think it's worthy of a conversation because of what he's been able to do lately, especially the last 5 games or so. His numbers are up. You know, he's averaging close to, 8 points, 5 rebounds a game?
Yeah.
You know, in that time period, close to 20 minutes per game?
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting there now. You know, he's showing hope.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing about his production is, you know, his stats still don't jump off the page at you. Mm-hmm. Even if you look at his per 36 stats during this, you know, stretch where he's played really well,
right?
They're not off the charts or anything. They're nothing crazy, but you just see on the court.
Oh, it's the intangibles
where he impacts so many areas of the game, and he's just playing, great basketball. I think it's a conversation that you can really have this offseason. Is Zach Collins someone that the Blazers are going to pencil in as a starter going forward, starting next season? But right now, it's probably just too soon.
At this point of the year, Neil O'Shea, I'm sure, is smiling and saying, I told you guys. So this is what we saw when he was a college player. Just from the instincts standpoint, you know, we're reaching the ball at its highest point, being a shot blocker, deflecting passes, and like you said, just spreading the floor on offense.
Yeah.
I mean, all these things are coming to life, and I think that Zach, having this bit of success right now, is realizing that, okay, I belong. But I think we'll see it. I don't think next season is too far to ask for.
Yeah, I don't think
so either. He could be a starter next year at this point. And I think the offseason, Jason Quick mentioned this as well, just how focused they are on this offseason plan with him, specifically in the weight room. Yeah. I mean, they want this guy to bulk up. He's mentioned how he wants to put on another, I think, 15 pounds.
He's already put on 7 pounds of muscle this season, just playing. And so, if he could add another 7 to 10 pounds of muscle during the offseason, then he would be able to operate in the post, whereas he still has trouble with that right now.
Right, and not lose his touch,
yeah.
You know, because he's got a nice touch around the basket as well, and you mentioned the long-range shot. But yeah, I think it's a little too soon. It's a good conversation to have, but just not quite there yet. Let's not force things.
Nah.
It's nice right now.
Go with what's working.